Hello and welcome to Phantom Force's Weapon Spotlight, a series where I give a more subdued and informative look on the weapons of Phantom Forces. In this episode, I'll be covering the P90. The P90 is a PDW unlocked at rank 24 and it's the first high capacity PDW you unlock in the game. It deals 25 damage up to 70 studs and falls off to 17 damage by 110 studs. It fires at 900 RPM with a 1 times body multiplier and a 1.4 times head multiplier. The muzzle velocity is a standard 2000 studs per second, and the penetration depth is higher than average at 2 studs. Here is a shots to kill table. It has low recoil but has a combination of rotational and camera kick, and it holds 50 rounds in the magazine with 150 rounds in reserve of 5.7 by 28mm rounds. The reload speed is 2.5 seconds and the empty reload speed is 3 seconds. It has a 14 walk speed, which is standard even with the big mag, and a pretty quick 15 M speed. The P90 is a compact and reliable PDW that's unlocked relatively early on at rank 24. It's the first high capacity PDW you can unlock, and it certainly does make an impression. The P90 very much excels at close range and medium range with its high rate of fire, relatively low recoil, and pretty standard shots to kill. The damage does drop off a bit beyond 100 studs, and the recoil is a bit iffy at range, but the 50 round mag gives you a lot of leeway when it comes to missing shots, and you're also pretty much suppressing the enemy if you miss. The 50 round mag, the main feature of the gun, really allows you to get away with a lot more than the average PDW at close range. It allows you to hold choke points pretty effectively because you have plenty of bullets, and the compact PDW status also gives it more mobility, so it's quite the all-rounder. Now, the reload speed may feel a little slow, but it's actually not that bad. Like, the Mag 10 actually reloads roughly as fast, so it's pretty average. It performs best really on small maps with lots of choke points, like Metro or Bazaar, where you can just spray people down like an LMG, but you also have the option to flank and play aggressively on pretty much any map because you have PDW mobility at 14 walk speed. Overall, the P90 is a great all-rounder weapon that you can just pick up and use very easily. I'd say that it hovers around high B tier and low A tier depending on the map. I should also compare the P90 to the other high capacity PDWs. This category of PDWs in general performs pretty close to each other, so this judgment isn't that serious, but the P90 is kinda at the bottom of that list. The PPSH is a straight upgrade, and it's also a higher ranked weapon. The Rama fires just a tiny bit faster and straight up has no recoil and a giant mag size, while the PP Bison is just another whole can of worms that kinda like outclasses everything anyway. I need to also reiterate though that this doesn't mean that the P90 is significantly worse, it's just that the other PDWs just shine a bit more than the P90. It's still very solid weapon. The P90 doesn't have any notable conversions, so we'll be moving on to the attachments. The 30 round mag attachment increases your walk speed and aim speed and reduces your reload speed at the cost of your mag size. This attachment in the other slot lowers the magazine size down to a standard 30 rounds, but you gain a lot of mobility in return. At first glance, it just seems like a pretty bad trade-off, since now the P90 is just a sort of subpar PDW, but the mobility is actually far stronger than you might think. There aren't a lot of 15 walk speed automatics in the game, and the P90 is already quite a solid weapon without factoring in even the 50 round mag. The mobility increase just lets you get around larger maps pretty quickly, although you just can't engage with people at long range as reliably anymore. But the reload speed is now blazingly fast, so if anyone's chasing you, you don't have to worry about it. It's also generally a good idea to pick this when you're playing on game modes that require you to move around a lot, like Tag Run, CTF if you want to be the flag holder, or Hardpoint. In general, this attachment is good and it's fast, but it's quite situational. And that concludes this episode of Phantom Force's Weapon Spotlight. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching and see you next time. And happy holidays! It's great to be back. Thank you.